Moms will lift a car off their child when they're trapped, and my kid was trapped, so I had to get her out. Kylie was diagnosed with nonverbal autism and was completely unresponsive to communication. And she was so frustrated from not being able to communicate with the world around her that she was banging her head into the wall so hard she was cracking it. During this time period, I was just in an absolute place of desperation. I was in my final semester. I was about to start student teaching for my degrees in education, special education, and a minor in instruction strategies, when I was given a concussion by another nonverbal student. And Kylie was looking at not being able to go into kindergarten that fall because her behavior was too aggressive. And my ex-husband left to go start a new family. I needed to get her to a place where she could go to school so that I could provide for my family. So I did what any mom would do. I dug into the academic journal database for answers. I needed to find a way to help her. My breakthrough came on her 4th birthday, when she wasn't able to blow out a candle on her birthday cake. I remembered seeing the research on just systemic muscle differences in autistics. And I figured if it applies to the rest of the body, it must also apply to the face. So I went looking to see if they've ever done a study on the physical parts involved with speech in people who can't speak. And I was flabbergasted when I discovered that it's never been done globally. And I was absolutely flabbergasted because the research clearly shows facial muscle differences in autistics, and it was still never looked into. So I dug deeper into the research and I came up with a dual-pronged approach. On one end, it was handling the comorbidity of being nonverbal. And on the other end was her autism and making sure that I was promoting healthy brain development. So for brain development, I use neuroplasticity strategies. Neuroplasticity is the science behind how the brain reorganizes and rewires itself when presented with new novel experiences. And there's a whole lot that goes into that, so I wrote a book. Of course, making sure that she had the right supplements to promote that brain growth, kind of like how bodybuilders use supplements to help them build their muscles. And of course, I also needed that to help her with her muscles as well, which leads us to how I helped her with her facial muscles. I utilized muscle vibration therapy through giving her one of those facial wash massagers. I used the PMD Clean one. And motor skill exercises, lots of silly faces back and forth, exaggerated expressions. I gave her a microphone so she could learn to project her voice with it. She loved that thing. Blowing candles, bubbles, spin wheels, and it worked. Once Kylie started talking, I was so grateful. I wasn't sure if I should release it to the world or just take my win and enjoy the rest of my life with my daughter. The time that I had with her that I didn't think I'd get. But there was a boy in her kindergarten class who wasn't able to speak and he was really struggling, so she came home one day and said, "Mommy, help him." And that day I released a video asking for help to find a neuroscientist, because I didn't know where to go with this information. And that sparked this whole social media journey. I was met with, it only impacts 0.01% of the population, so it's not worth researching, and it's not worth the financial investment to look into, because there won't be a return on an investment that's big enough. So I dug into the research more to try to help more people. I also think I just found safety in the facts. And I started linking in more of the comorbidities beyond just the nonverbal aspect. And I started organizing the information and creating mind maps and sharing them on social media. And it eventually turned into my beast of a map. And I wrote a book on the neuroplasticity strategies. And I've reached this place where I have so much information that it's almost flipped, and now it's kind of unsafe, because now it's the science world has a whole lot of credentialists in there, and I have degrees in education, special education, and a minor in instruction strategies. So until or unless I'm able to get the credentials to do something with this, I've gone back to basics with the education end of things with NeuroToggle. My hypothesis is on my website for those who want to see it. But full disclosure, it is very scientifically dense. But essentially, autism is a genetic neurobiological condition in which we are constantly in a state of cellular stress.